Who would have thought that the quiet and modest princess, and known for her unparalleled work ethic, would suddenly find herself at the center of the most sensational royal scandal of the decade? She had always been overshadowed by her brother. But now, with King Charles seriously ill, her role is being transformed dramatically. It hasn't been long since the world was shaken by the news about Charles's health. And Anne, as always, remained loyal and devoted, taking on the immense burden of royal duties. What could have remained a simple family drama has turned into a real palace thriller. Sources close to the palace claim that King Charles, impressed by Anne's dedication, is preparing for an unprecedented act. Perhaps she will become the new queen. And what about Queen Camilla? Princess Anne is not afraid to show her true colors and eliminate the ghosts of rivalry once and for all. Will her brother dare to place his sister on the throne, believing in her strength and resilience in the face of modern challenges? Or is this just a bluff in the grand game of power? She has always been one of the hardest working, if not the most diligent members of the royal family. For instance, she often carries out 4 or even 5 official engagements in a day. As the younger sister of King Charles III, Princess Anne is known for her calm perseverance, diligence, and businesslike approach to royal duties, preferring to stay in the background while others take the spotlight. The pressure faced by younger family members can sometimes be hard to bear. However, in an unexpected twist of events, everything is about to change. Join us to find out how Princess Anne is finally breaking her silence and surprising everyone. Princess Anne, a life devoted to duty and passion. Before we delve into Princess Anne's latest revelations that have taken everyone by surprise, let's go back to the very beginning, starting from her birth. Born on the 15th of August 1950 at Clarence House, Princess Anne came into the world under immense privilege but also considerable pressures. As the second child and only daughter of Princess Elizabeth, Duchess of Edinburgh, who would soon become Queen Elizabeth II, and Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, Anne's arrival was marked with a ceremonial 21-gun salute in Hyde Park. From the start, it was clear that her path would differ from that of her older brother, Charles. Anne's childhood was unusual even compared to her own family, with her mother, who ascended to the throne in 1952 following the death of King George VI, often preoccupied with the affairs of state, and her brothers, Charles, Andrew, and Edward, were under the care of a governess named Catherine Peebles. Despite her care, Anne often felt lonely as the only girl in a family where her brother Charles was being groomed for the highest role, that of a future king. From a young age, Anne understood she would never be in the spotlight like Charles. While he was prepared for a life of leadership, she was destined to fulfill other duties that kept her in the shadows, yet still under the royal spotlight. Contrary to the carefree childhood many might imagine a princess to have, Anne's days were structured, disciplined, and adapted to prepare her for a supportive role. Anne's mother became queen when Anne was only 2 years old, and this immediately shifted the family dynamic. While the world watched young Charles as the heir to the throne, and was poised for a future that emphasized duty but did not demand the same level of public attention Charles was prepared for. She quickly learned to accept her role, responsibility without a crown. As the second child, Anne was never in line to become queen, a reality she accepted at a young age. But she also made it clear that she had no desire to change it. When Charles's sons were born, Anne's position in the line of succession fell significantly. Far from resenting this, she took pride in her ability to contribute to the royal family in her own way. This seemed like a silent renunciation of the throne's claims, focusing instead on forging a different path. Or so she thought, unaware that everything was about to change dramatically. But more on that later. One of Anne's most remarkable character traits is her love of horses. It was in the world of equestrian sports that she found her true passion and, in some ways, solace. As a child, Anne was encouraged to explore her interests, and she gravitated towards horses. While the public knew her as Princess Anne, she found comfort in the stables, where she was simply Anne. Her accomplishments in equestrian sports were remarkable, At the age of 21, she won the European Eventing Championship, becoming a recognized figure in the sports world. That same year, she was awarded the BBC Sports Personality of the Year title, highlighting her diligence and skills, and competed for over 5 years as part of the British eventing team, even participating in the 1976 Montreal Olympics. Despite a fall, and displayed her known resilience, remounting her horse and completing the course, even though she did not remember jumping the hurdles. In 1986, she became the president of the International Equestrian Federation, cementing her influence in the equestrian world even after her competitive career ended. She continued to be a prominent figure in equestrian circles, using her position to promote the discipline and support athletes. She has also been a patron of the Riding for the Disabled Association since 1971, a role she still holds today. Let's transport ourselves to the present day, where Princess Anne is now regarded as one of the most respected and reliable members of the royal family. But why do so many claim that Anne is one of the busiest and most hardworking royals? Royal duties. Since the age of 18, Princess Anne has demonstrated tireless work ethic, taking on numerous royal responsibilities with unwavering dedication. Her first experience with public duties came shortly after finishing high school, when she opened an educational and training center in Shropshire in 1969. From that point on, she embarked on a path of responsibility, representing the royal family both in the United Kingdom and abroad. Over the decades, Anne has visited an enormous number of countries, including Norway, Jamaica, Australia, and even Russia, becoming one of the most traveled members of the royal family. Her first overseas engagement was a state visit to Austria with her parents, followed by a tour of Australia in 1970. This set the course for a career of global representation, in which she often served as an ambassador for the United Kingdom, strengthening relationships and goodwill around the world. One of her most iconic visits was in 1990, when she became the first member of the British royal family to visit the Soviet Union at the invitation of President Gorbachev. It was a diplomatic gesture during a time of significant political change. In 2016, she revisited Russia, this time to participate in celebrating the 75th anniversary of Operation Dervish, underscoring her dedication to historical and military remembrance, and has been actively involved in state visits since 1970. She was actively involved with the Save the Children organization, first as its president and then as a patron. She has had the chance to visit numerous projects worldwide, in countries such as Bangladesh, South Africa, and Mozambique, demonstrating a personal interest in the organization's mission. Her work was recognized in 1990 when she was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. Over the years, and has forged connections with over 200 charities and institutions, covering a wide range of causes. Her passion for healthcare is manifested in her patronage of organizations like the St. John's Ambulance, where she holds the position of Chief Commandant. She also supports the Royal College of Midwives, the Royal College of Emergency Medicine, and the Magpie Air Ambulance, demonstrating a clear interest in medical and emergency services. Anne's dedication to education and professional development is evident throughout her life. Since 1981, she has been serving as the Chancellor of the University of London, a position she took over from the Queen Mother. Since 2011, she has also been the Chancellor of the University of Edinburgh, succeeding her father in this role. In these roles, she actively champions higher education and continues to engage in academic ceremonies and initiatives. Princess Anne's active endeavors do not end here. In 2007, she was appointed Grand Master of the Royal Victorian Order, continuing the traditions set by her grandmother. She also took on positions previously held by her father, such as President of the Royal Society of Arts and Master of Trinity House, reflecting her willingness to take on leadership roles in British institutions. Despite the vast array of her official duties, Anne's most remarkable quality is her ability to maintain an incredibly busy schedule. In 2017, it was reported that she carried out more engagements than any other member of the royal family, including the Queen. She earned the title of the most hardworking royal due to the sheer number of her public appearances, engagements, and patronages. Her straightforward approach to duties, embodied by her famous saying, "Keep me occupied, I'm here to work," is a testament to her philosophy of service. Anne's unparalleled sense of duty was also showcased during the events surrounding the passing of Queen Elizabeth II in 2022, and became the first woman to participate in the Vigil of the Princes, standing guard over her mother's coffin both in St. Giles Cathedral in Edinburgh and later in Westminster Hall. This emotional display of respect and duty highlighted Anne's role as a responsible figure within the royal family, ready to take on even the most solemn tasks. Her dedication to charitable work continues with organizations like Mercy Ships, which operate hospital ships providing medical care in developing countries, and WISE, encouraging women to pursue careers in science, engineering, and construction. Anne's patronages illustrate her broad range of interests and desire to support communities and industries throughout her career, and has maintained a low-key image, and her wit, at times brusque in her youth, earned her the nickname her royal rudeness. However, these qualities also helped her build a reputation for sincerity and reliability. Unlike some other royals, she chose not to give her children titles. Even though she is now in her 70s, and shows no sign of slowing down. In 2023, she took on the role of President of the Commonwealth War Graves Commission, succeeding the Duke of Kent, adding yet another responsibility to her already extensive list of obligations. This role involves preserving the memory of those who perished in conflicts, aligning with her long-standing support for military organizations. The unbroken bond between Charles and Anne. Despite their different paths within the royal family, Princess Anne and King Charles III have forged a strong, playful, and supportive bond that has stood the test of time. With an age difference of just 21 months, they spent much of their childhood together, navigating the challenges of royal life while their parents were engaged with official duties. From their early years at Buckingham Palace to their passions and commitments in adulthood, Charles and Anne's relationship has always been marked by a sense of camaraderie and mutual support. Their closeness was evident from a young age, as they were each other's primary playmates while growing up at Buckingham Palace after their mother's coronation. In the royal family, where their parents were often away on official trips, Charles and Anne depended on each other for companionship. This early connection laid a solid foundation that remained strong even as they pursued different roles within the royal family. While Charles, as the heir, was groomed for his future role as king, and carved out her place as one of the most hardworking and dedicated members, renowned for her extensive charitable and public duties. Despite their different roles, their shared experience of royal upbringing brought them together. In recent years, the public has witnessed their playful dynamic. During the celebrations for King Charles's coronation, a touching moment was captured. When Princess Anne approached her brother, she cheerfully greeted him with the affectionate nickname, "Hello, old buddy." This simple interaction served as a warm reminder of their enduring bond and playful spirit, which they have maintained over the years. Despite the serious nature of royal duties, Charles and Anne have never shied away from relaxing and enjoying each other's company. Whether attending the Braemar Games or sharing jokes in Buckingham Palace, they have shown that there is always room for fun amidst the pressures of royal life. Their shared love for equestrian sports has also played a significant role in strengthening their bond. Both Charles and Anne inherited their passion for horses from their mother, Queen Elizabeth II, who was an avid rider. The siblings often rode together in their youth, bonding over their shared love for the activity. Even in adulthood, they have been seen at polo matches, reflecting their mutual enthusiasm for equestrian sports. Beyond sports, Charles and Anne share a passion for gardening. In their childhood, they spent time together cultivating a small vegetable patch at Buckingham Palace. Charles fondly recalled how he and Anne tried to grow tomatoes with the help of Mr. Nutbeam, the palace's chief gardener. The siblings cherished the simple pleasures of planting and nurturing their little garden, a hobby that stayed with them into adulthood. Today, Charles is known for his love of gardening, particularly on his Highgrove House estate, where he developed the famous Highgrove Gardens. His passion even extended to designing a garden for the RHS Chelsea Flower Show in 2001. Meanwhile, and though less publicly involved in gardening projects, continues to appreciate time spent outdoors, in harmony with nature. Their shared interests have allowed them to find common ground and create moments of intimacy beyond their public duties. Despite their busy schedules, Charles and Anne have always found time for each other, a testament to the strength of their relationship. Over the years, Anne has remained a steadfast supporter of her brother, particularly during challenging times. Following Queen Elizabeth II's passing, Anne played a significant role in the ceremonies and traditions accompanying the transition of power. She stood by Charles during the Queen's funeral procession, symbolizing her unwavering support for her brother in his new role as king. During the coronation, Anne was honored with the title Gold Stick in Waiting, a historic position marking her as a protective guard responsible for the monarch's safety. She also served as Charles's personal aide, escorting him on horseback alongside Queen Camilla, vividly demonstrating her dedication to her brother and his new role. Their bond is grounded not only in shared interests and responsibilities, but also in their ability to find moments of lightness and joy. Over the years, they have been seen laughing together at public events, whether during official duties or family gatherings. A particularly memorable moment occurred during the late Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations when Charles and Anne were spotted sharing jokes and enjoying each other's company. Charles's cancer diagnosis and its impact on Anne's support for Charles became even more evident when he faced health challenges in 2024. The world was taken aback when Buckingham Palace issued a statement confirming King Charles's cancer diagnosis. This announcement followed a routine procedure for benign prostate enlargement. During this treatment, doctors discovered another health issue, leading to further tests that revealed a form of cancer. Although the palace clarified that it was not prostate cancer, they did not disclose additional details about the specific type of cancer Charles is battling. Despite the anxiety that gripped the nation and the world, Charles remained composed, expressing gratitude for his medical team's swift actions and the outpouring of support he received. His doctors initiated a series of regular treatments, advising him to temporarily step back from public duties. While the king's spirit remained unyielding, it was clear that his health required careful attention, inevitably impacting his royal responsibilities. When Charles began his treatment and stepped into the background, the question arose: who would take on many of his responsibilities? It was Princess and Charles's younger sister, who stepped forward willingly. Known for her tireless work ethic and dedication to royal duties, and quietly assumed many of the roles that would have otherwise fallen to Charles. She ensured that there were no gaps or breaks in the royal presence, making sure the public did not feel the absence of their king. From attending state functions to representing the royal family at international events, and became a reliable pillar, guiding her brother through a potentially turbulent time. Though Anne willingly took on this responsibility, this period also revealed some underlying tensions within the family. Reports began to surface of a small but significant rift between Princess Anne and Queen Camilla. The issue was not so much about who would fulfill the king's duties but rather how everything was being managed. Camilla, as queen, insisted that Charles continue with some of his obligations, even if that meant he could only handle a limited number of engagements. Camilla's approach was to demonstrate to the public that their king was strong and resilient, even in the face of illness, but this approach meant that Charles appeared in public when his health required more rest. To Princess Anne, such an approach seemed impractical and at times even a tad reckless. She believed that Charles should focus solely on his recovery, and the family should rally around him to cover his duties without pushing him beyond his limits. Anne's stance was driven not only by concern for her brother but also by a sense of duty. As mentioned, she has always been considered the most hardworking member of the royal family, often fulfilling obligations without complaint. For her, the decision seemed clear. She would take on the additional workload, allowing Charles to take as much time as necessary for recovery. The tension between Anne and Camilla simmered behind the scenes. While Anne took on more royal responsibilities, Camilla's approach to managing Charles's illness appeared to some as a sign that she had not fully stepped into her new role as queen. In moments when a united front would have been beneficial, the differing approaches of Anne and Camilla became evident. Insiders reported that Anne had a clear opinion. If Camilla truly wanted to support Charles, she should take on more of his public duties rather than pushing him to maintain his schedule against health challenges. And, not one to mince words, expressed her displeasure privately, questioning why Camilla chose to continue with the usual routine. Anne's position was straightforward. The king's health should be the top priority, and if that meant stepping back completely from duties, so be it. But Camilla saw the situation differently. She was adamant that Charles fully withdrawing from public life, even temporarily, would lead to concern and uncertainty among the public. For Camilla, the public needed to see stability and continuity in the monarchy, which included appearances by their king, even if occasional. As a result, it was Anne who bore the brunt of the additional responsibilities. While she remained diplomatic and tried not to display tension publicly, those close to her knew she was under immense pressure. Without much recognition, Anne frequently traveled across the country, attending events and assuming roles far from her usual sphere, all out of a sense of duty to support her brother and ensure the monarchy continued to function smoothly. As Charles's health improved, he began returning to some of his commitments. He remained under medical supervision, and his engagements were carefully planned so as not to jeopardize his recovery. The palace announced that Charles's treatment would continue, but he was feeling positive improvements in his recovery process and was eager to gradually resume his public role. During this time, Anne continued to support her brother, stepping in when necessary while also keeping a watchful eye on his well-being. And then, when the time finally came to reveal all, Princess Anne surprised everyone by stating it was time to reveal the truth, hinting that Camilla had shown her true colors when Charles needed support the most. Charles, visibly moved, expressed his gratitude and respect for Anne's steadfastness over the years, tears welling up in his eyes. On the other hand, Camilla appeared visibly taken aback by this sudden shift. Some sources even reported on a shocking recent decision by King Charles to appoint his sister, Princess Anne, as the new queen. Sources explain that this decision by Charles seems to be motivated by deep trust in Anne. Throughout his reign and life, she has been his unwavering support, demonstrating the resilience and industriousness that he believes could steer the monarchy through modern challenges. For him, Anne embodies the strength and dedication needed to lead the royal family forward, even in the face of mounting difficulties. Rumor has it that Anne is more than ready to take on this role and wear the crown. Over the years, she has been known for putting the interests of others above her own, tirelessly dedicating her life to royal duties, never seeking the spotlight. However, at this crucial moment, she is ready to step forward, highlighting her desire to serve not only behind the scenes, but as a leading figure. It's no secret that Anne's relationship with Camilla has been tense, and this new role could be a way for Anne to firmly stand beside her brother, believing she can do so more effectively than Camilla. The public, filled with anticipation, is closely watching the development of this unprecedented situation. The realization that Princess Anne might take on an entirely new role within the royal family adds drama to an already tense atmosphere surrounding the monarchy. She has always been a symbol of stability and dedication, but will her skills be sufficient for a higher position in the hierarchy? Many believe that Anne possesses the necessary experience and determination to keep the monarchy afloat, even in the most challenging times. While the British people are torn between surprise and understanding, Anne displays remarkable calm and confidence. Rumors of tension between her and Camilla add intrigue to this royal drama. Yet the truth remains elusive for now. Anne and Charles have always supported each other, building a genuine friendship, which adds complexity to the situation, as Charles's decision could forever alter the balance within the royal family. As experts and fans attempt to adapt to news that could affect not only the family but the entire United Kingdom, the future of the crown remains shrouded in mystery. Will Princess Anne become the new hope for a brighter future? We will surely find out. Stay tuned for updates on our channel. What do you think about this decision? Share your opinion in the comments and subscribe to our channel for more updates.